Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing well at your place and you are studying well at your place. So, today we will be studying chapter number 14, the golden broth. What do you mean by broth? Broth is actually something that to eat. Sometimes it can be a soup, sometimes it can be any eatable item is known as a broth, right? So, let's just read this story. This is a story about a boy whose name is Lakshay. See, this is a story about a boy whose name is Lakshay, who is wrongly accused of a theft. Wrongly accused means accused मतलब किसी का क्या बन गया है? शिकार बन गया है। किसका? थेफ्ट का, चोरी का. But he proves his innocence and actually helps to catch the real thief. And accuse का मतलब होता है किसी के ऊपर इल्जाम लगाना. And he proves his innocence that he has not done any odd activity, and he actually helps to catch the real thief, that who has actually done the wrong deeds. The challenges that he faced during catching the real thief are also discussed in this chapter, and we will be reading about this little boy. See, this little boy, he was wrongly accused of a theft, and he also helps to find out the real thief. So this story is about a little boy, Lakshay. Now we will be reading this. See, this is a short story that takes up one aspect of the person's life and traces from the beginning to the end. See, this is a story जो एक बंदे की चीजें बताता है, पर्सनल लाइफ के बारे में बताता है, starting from the personal life to the traces it from the beginning to the end, right? So Lakshay was a rich man, and his father Keshav Das had a big business at Gandhinagar. See, and Gandhinagar is a place, it's in Gujarat. As we all know, this is a very familiar place where Gandhiji was born at Porbandar in Gandhi, in Gujarat. Okay. So there was a boy, that is Lakshay. He was a rich man, and his father was a businessman whose name was Keshav Das, and he used to reside in Gandhinagar, which is in Gujarat. Keshav Das' flourishing business suffered a huge loss, and by the end of his life, he became bankrupt. What do you mean by this? Keshav Das का जो business था, his father business was flourishing at a very good pace, but there was a time when the business faces a huge loss, and by the end of this year, he became bankrupt. Bankrupt का मतलब होता है दिवाला हो जाना उनका. And Lakshay was left penniless, but and his father died. Penniless means उसके पास एक रुपया भी नहीं बचा था जिस लक्ष्य के पास, and his father died, और उसके father has passed away. Lakshay, father has left us penniless. We can't live in this house or in this city any longer. We must have to go to the village where living is cheaper. Lakshay is saying that we can't reside in a city because we are not able to afford the expenses of the city. So we have to shift to some place where the expenses are cheaper than the city. Lakshay migrated with his wife and children to a small village. Lakshay, along with his wife and kids, they just shifted to a small village. Lakshay, to his wife, I have got some food for the children, feed them and settle the house while I will go out and look out for some work. Lakshay said that I have bought some food for the children. You just feed them, you just feed the children and just settle the house, right? आप house को देखिए थोड़ा सा while I'll go out and look for some other work. Though he was well educated and well brought up, he now looked like a beggar in the rags. See, he was well educated personality. He was very much bought. His upbringing was very good, but now he looked like a beggar in rags. Rags means कूड़ा उठाने वाला. Nobody was ready to give him a job. Some people thought that he could not be trusted because because his father's business, they become bankrupt at the time. So nobody was willing to believe on Lakshay. In fact, many thought that he looked like a thief and he looked like a chore. He looked like a thief. Villager 1. Looking at Lakshay's up and down, you don't know anyone in the village, and we don't know where you have come from. Then they have entered to a new place, they have shifted to a new place, that is the new village. The villager 1 is saying, see, you have came from another place and we can't trust you anymore because you are a stranger to us and you don't know anyone in the village, and also we don't know you. And the villager 2 says that how can we give you a job without any trust? How can we give you some work to do? Villager 1, come back when you have someone whom you can recommend you. See, वो कह रहा है come back when you have someone, you just come back when you have someone to recommend to us for your personality. Villager 1 to Villager 2. I wouldn't be surprised if he is a thief who intended to rob us. Villager 1 and Villager 2, they are talking to themselves, they are talking to each other, and they are saying क्या पता वो चोर भी हो सकता है. Lakshay wandered in the village begging for a job, and Lakshay was totally wandering there and there for a job. And it was afternoon, and he was extremely hungry and thirsty. And it was an afternoon, it was a noon time when he was feeling hungry and he was feeling thirsty. But he has more worried about his family than himself. For he was much more worried about his wife and his kids than himself. All of a sudden, Lakshay saw a big house where some celebration was happening. All of a sudden, Lakshay just saw there is a big house on the way, and there were celebrations going on. The house was like a mansion. Mansion क्या होता है? A big house, बड़े बड़े घर. So Lakshay thought that the owner must be very rich man, and Lakshay thought that as it's a big house, it's a big mansion. The owner of the house, it could be a very rich person. लक्ष्य व्हाट एन अरोमा मीन्स बहुत ही अच्छी डिलीशियस खुशबू आ रही है. सम डिलीशियस फूड इज बीइंग कुक्ड एंड मे बी देयर इज अ वेडिंग फीस्ट और मे बी क्या है शायद कहीं पे शादी का माहौल है. दिस अरोमा वाज वेटेड बाय एपेटाइट मीन्स इसने क्या कर दिया है मेरे को भूख मेरी भूख जो है मेरी एपेटाइट जो है उसको क्या कर दिया और बढ़ावा दे दिया. आई थिंक आई विल गो इन एंड ट्राई टू गेट सम फूड एंड आई गो इन एंड आई ट्राई सम ऑफ द फूड. He could not stop himself from entering the kitchen. Just then he saw a woman standing before a cauldron on the fire. See, when Lakshay entered the kitchen, he saw a woman which is standing on the cauldron on the fire means जहाँ पे आग लगी होती है लाइक जब खाना बन रहा होता है तो उसके पास एक वुमन खड़ी थी एंड शी वाज seeing this. She dropped something into the big vessel. As soon as the woman saw Lakshay, she started wailing. See, actually she was dropping something into the vessel. वो खाना बनाते वक्त बर्तन में कुछ डाल रही थी and when she saw Lakshay, she started shouting. Yell मतलब चिल्लाना. Woman, thief, thief, चोर आ गया, चोर आ गया. Lakshay looked suspicious. Suspicious means he looked too doubtful. So he was caught in no time and was presented before the owner of the house. And एकदम उसको पकड़ लिया और he was presented in front of the owner of the house in the house where he has entered. He was Neville Desai, who was a big businessman. He gazed at Lakshay. He gazed at Lakshay means he looked on Lakshay, towards Lakshay. Neville Desai. I know everyone in the village and the surrounding village, and I am seeing you for the very first time. आप कौन हो and what's your name? He's saying that I knew everyone who is residing in the village, but you are the new one. What is your name? और आप कौन हैं? लक्ष्य was offended by this. Offended by this means वो थोड़ा सा क्या हो गया बहुत ही ज्यादा offend हो गया थोड़ा सा गुस्सा आ गया. लक्ष्य I am लक्ष्य sir. I am not a thief. मैं लक्ष्य हूँ. I am not a thief. मैं चोर नहीं. Neville Desai, I know no thief except that he is a thief naturally. So you are a marriage thief, right? He's saying कि कोई भी चोर खुद को चोर नहीं बोलेगा. आप कौन हो? You are a marriage thief. Lakshay, where I say I'm not a thief, how can I be branded as a marriage thief or some other kind of a thief, sir? He's saying that when I am not a thief, that how you can differentiate me that I am a marriage thief or some any other kind of a thief? And I will decide then what are you then? Then आप कौन हैं? Lakshay, I am an unemployed person. I came to this village to look for a job. He's saying that I am looking for a job. I am unemployed. Unemployed people are those people which have no job. Right, but unfortunately, nobody gave me a job. But unfortunately, due to my bad luck, nobody is willing to give a job. I am hungry. My hunger drew me to this place. और मेरी भूख ने मुझे आपके पैलेस में एंटर करने के लिए मजबूर कर दिया. And if you want me to call me some kind of thief, then it is my hunger that brought me here into your kitchen, and it is because of my hunger and thirst that drives me towards your kitchen. So you can call me hunger thief और आप मुझे भूखा चोर बोल सकते हैं. They will decide. There is honesty in the way of talking and you polish the tone makes me think that you are not a thief. The way he describes himself that he is not a thief, he has entered your place just because of her hunger. So Neville Desai, he started trusting this boy and he said, your polished tone makes me think that आप चोर नहीं हैं. So if If the hunger is the real thief, then it should be punished, you know. What they are saying, if hunger is the real thief, अगर आप सोच रहे हैं कि भूखा चोर एक असली चोर है, तो फिर आप पनिशमेंट दे सकते हैं. I don't have any issue. The landlord ordered his servants to serve Lakshya some food on the table in the same room. The naval Desai, he ordered his servants to offer the food to this Lakshay. And when food was served, Naval Desai saw him eating hungrily and he was very happy. Naval Desai feels very delighted, very pleasant that Lakshay was eating his food because he had fed a really hungry man, though unknown on the day of his daughter's marriage. At the time, at the day of the auspicious daughter marriage, he got an opportunity to feed a really hungry person जिनको वो जानते भी नहीं थे but still. And while eating, Lakshya told Naval Desai his story, or Lakshya narrated his story by telling all the deeds that happens in the past. And now Lakshya, now you know why I am looking for a job. अब आपको पता चल गया है कि why do I am looking for a job. Naval Desai, are you really केशव दास son? क्या आप केशव दास के बेटे हैं? He and I were friends when we were children. What they are saying, that Naval Desai said that that is Naval Desai and your father, we were friends. Then your grandparents moved to Surat, and being children, we lost our contact. And I'm really sorry to hear about his death. He said that actually we moved on to some other place and we lost contact. And I felt very sorry that your father has passed away, that Keshav has passed away. It's okay, don't worry. I'll manage some job for you. And today is my daughter's wedding. Eat well, take food home for your family, and I'll see you tomorrow. He's saying that no worry, I'll arrange some job for you. Today you just take some delicious food for yourself as well as for your family, and I'll meet you tomorrow. Lakshay, thank you, sir. I especially like to say that the golden booth is excellent. What do you mean by this word golden booth? शादी का खाना जो उसने खाया है, it was actually excellent. Right, Naval Desai looked at Lakshay face without a doubt. Ab Naval Desai has a complete trust on that boy, and he was looking at Lakshay with no doubt. Naval Desai, Golden Booth. When he expressed his doubt, Lakshya narrated that he had seen in the kitchen when he entered there. What he's saying, why do I call it Golden Booth? Because at the time when I entered your kitchen, I saw that actually Lakshya narrated that story, that how this food became a golden booth, because when he saw the delicious food while he was entering into the kitchen, and what the woman had dropped to the big vessel was a long golden necklace, and what the woman had dropped into that vessel na, it was a long golden necklace. When she saw Lakshay, she thought that she would caught as a thief. और जब उसने लक्ष्य को देखा, that lady, she thought कि वो क्या है, thief है. She started shouting so that Lakshay would be caught instead, कि लक्ष्य को क्या कर ले, पकड़ ले. Naval Desai men caught the woman who had burgled the necklace, and the real thief admitted crime. See what happens. Naval Desai men had caught the woman. Why it was known as a golden booth? Because it was known as a golden booth. Why? Because this lady had put the necklace inside the vessel that Lakshay has sawn from the has saw when he was entering into the kitchen, and this lady yelled so screamingly, so shoutedly, or you can say so loudly, that thief, thief, thief. But actually she is the thief, and the real thief admitted her crime, right? And Lakshay had helped in finding the woman who had dropped the necklace into that well. And Lakshay helped the naval Desai to find out the woman who has dropped the golden necklace inside the vessel. He went home with food for his wife and children with a burden-free heart, as Naval Desai has promised him to give some work, to give job. The next day, Lakshay meet Naval Desai, who helped him to start a business and even help him with the necessary capital. Over here, capital is the money. The very next day, लक्ष्य किससे मिले हैं, नेवल देसाई से मिले हैं, who helped him to start a business and also give him the initial capital to start and guidance. And Lakshya soon become a big businessman like his father with the help of Naval Desai. With the help of this kind person, Naval Desai, he again became a big businessman like his father earlier was Keshav Das. So the story is actually about that we should not do any odd activities. And over here, sometimes it's our thirst and it's our thirst for the food that proves us wrong, but it's not actually. Actually, we should have a pity on the beggars that came across our near our neighbors. Okay, I hope you all like the chapter. Keep studying, stay hydrated. Thank you.